This podcast is suitable for students between the ages of 16 to 25. If you're interested in self-improvement, productivity, study tips, this is the podcast for you.
Welcome to the Sweet and Sour Podcast.
My name is Abdulmumuni Hikmat. I'm a student just like you. I'm passionate about personal development and productivity. So, if this is your first time listening to this amazing voice, don't make it your last. If not, sweetie, you know how we roll now. Let me hear you say H to the I to the Q, to the M to the A and the T. H to the I to the Q, to the M to the A and the T. H to the I to the Q, to the M to the A and the T.
Hi, sweeties. Welcome back to the Sweet and Sour Podcast. It's your favorite host, H to the I to the Q, to the M to the A and the T. And we're still here, or we're still on the Nigerian realities, the Jamb Survivor series, I guess. On today's episode, definitely, you know how we roll now. You know how it's been going. So I really hope you enjoyed the previous episode that I released. Hope you've been enjoying the series so far, and I want to see your comments. I want to know what you guys think and what you guys think we should do next. Basically, today we're still exploring people that have written Jam more than once, more than twice, and like just getting to know how it has been for them. And on today's episode, I have with me here an amazing guest. Hi, Khadijat.
Hello, Emma.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine, I guess.
Okay, so this is your second time on the pod. How do you feel?
Yeah. I feel it's been a while.
Yeah, I think it's a different space, right?
Yeah, very different
Very,
space.
very different space. Your previous episode, you remember the title? You forgot the title again?
Yes.
The Scholar. That was like she was on our med school realities series. If you listen to that series, so she was the scholar in that. She's still a scholar, just so you guys. Anyway, so on today's episode, we're going to be exploring like your journey with schooling and stuff like that. And yeah, so let's get to meet you once again.
Okay. Last time I was on the show, I think that was the end of 100 level, right?
Yeah.
We were like just like about to enter to 100 level. But now I'm glad to introduce myself as Khadijat Mohammed,
Okay.
a fourth year medical posting.
Period.
Possibly fifth year medical student. But like, yeah, the journey is going.
It's like the light at the end of the tunnel seems a little
Brighter.
yeah. Okay, so how many times did you have to write jam? I think you told us the other time, but I want you to, for people that never listened to that, I want you to like just tell us 4 times. So tell me the story from the beginning.
Okay.
I'll cut you at some point, but like just let it do like.
Okay, yeah. So the first jump I wrote was in 2016. And like I know like I didn't like for my standards I didn't do well in that jam. I got 212 in that jam.
212.
Yeah, and I already knew that wow, medicine would be like a bit of a drag, like to get medicine with 212, and then I applied to Unilori, and I knew that like Unilori was like really competitive. So I was like, this year is gone. Like I faced that head on then. But like I felt bad because I felt like I disappointed myself. Like I didn't reach what like
Did you set a goal or something?
yeah, like I read like I didn't do well. I was not happy with myself because I didn't do well enough for myself.
There was an inner battle.
Yes, it was an inner like everyone was actually okay at home. We were like, nah. Like it happened kind of thing, but like I was upset with myself. So then yes, I wrote Jam again the next year and I did like better. Like yeah, better. I got 250 something. Yeah, that the next year I still applied to Unilori and I didn't get admission.
So the first one is you didn't do well, so you're like,
Yeah.
So the second one is like they didn't give you admission.
They didn't give me admission, they didn't even give me anything. Like the story of all my applications were like it wasn't even like because my friends were like, oh like if they give you something else, like accept it and just like push on and then maybe you apply again or wait till you're done, then apply again, something like that. But like throughout my applications, like I didn't get not even a word, like nothing. It was just radio silence, yes. So the second time I wrote Jam, 250 something, also applied to Unilori. The third time I wrote Jamb, I said I'm not applying to Ilorin again.
Okay.
Yeah, so I applied to ABU.
Okay.
My parents actually wanted me to apply to BUK, but I was like, nah, I don't want to go to
Hello.
to yeah. So I was like, I would apply to ABU. I applied to ABU. I got 281.
The third time.
Yeah, the third time.
So
I
you
got
guys, rumors that say that like when you write jam, then the next time you write jam, the score drops. You guys are saying that like we're debunking this bit by bit, right? Okay, so 280 something.
So I got 281.
Okay.
This time, I received a phone call from someone claiming to working in ABU, admission office, blah, blah, blah. Like, they can't give me medicine. I should, like, in case another course I would be interested in, maybe something like zoology, anatomy, something like that. I didn't really even understand the call. The call ended up getting caught. But at the end of the day, like, I still didn't get anything. And the thing was that, like, then, because I was actually very confident in my score. I did well for both JAM and the post UTME. I was like, I will get like admission. So and then my dad
Wait, sorry, in all of this, sorry to cut you off. You have beaten WAEC and your wife was good.
my wife was okay.
Okay.
So and my dad knew that he knew like some people in like Avian like the scores are good, like she'll get in, just like chill. So like even the next year's like the next jump came out and then they hadn't like finished like releasing like admission. So they were like, don't worry. So I didn't apply for that. I didn't register for that jam. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I didn't register for that jam. Like I was like, I'm going to get admitted this year. Like no problem. So I didn't write jam. We just kept waiting and waiting. My dad would call them. They'll be like, don't worry. Then eventually they stopped picking his calls. I still didn't see anything, neither on jam caps, not on the university portal. So I was like, that's how that year went.
And you didn't even buy the form.
And I didn't write the jam like for.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so then the last time, that was the final time, the fourth time. So this time around, my dad like knew some people in like Uni Abuja. So when they heard my score for that was the one that I did, like the score for ABU then. They were like, and she didn't get admitted. And I was like, here, like, next time I make her apply to Uni Abuja, she'll definitely get it. So I was like, okay. The fourth time I was like, I told him categorically, if I don't get admitted this year, I'm not doing it again. I'm going to like find something else to do, but like nah, I am not going to like write jam again. This will be the last time. It was, but like I was like, this will be the last time I write it down. So I wrote jam the fourth and final time, and I got to 92. So then I applied to Uni Abuja. The funny thing was like that year was like me and my sister applying to Uni Abuja together. So my sister got admitted, like she got the admission letter before me. I was like, this is a bit of the whole thing.
You're village back.
I was like, not about village, I was just like Nigeria happens to everyone. I'm like,
What was her own score back then?
her score, my sister's score. I can't remember, it was like 240 something, 230 something.
Okay.
She applied for civil engineering, she got in. I was like, she's gotten admitted. I think because it was during Ramadan when we got her own. Like I can remember hers because it was during Ramadan. So I was like, she got in. I checked mine. I was like, still radio silence. I was like, it's not going to work. Like that means I'm not getting in again. I had like given up, no expectations anymore. But then later, then I checked and then.
Can you remember that moment when you checked? Do you remember the day?
I can't remember the day. That's the funny thing. I can't remember the day. I just felt like the funny thing was like you think that I would be ecstatic over the moon. I was just relieved. It was just relief.
Yeah, definitely the belief would come. But like if it was the first time you wrote the jam and you got
have
you
had
have been
like
so
that
elated.
excitement and everything, but like there was no excitement. I was just like finally relief. I don't have to like be like, okay, what next anymore? Like at least for the next how many years I have like a set line to like follow and everything.
And so in all of the 4 years, did you ever change course?
I kept applying for medicine actually.
Why?
There was a time I considered changing my course to physiotherapy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the exact reason why I decided against that. But like there was just that one time I was like, maybe I should change my course to physiotherapy. But it just kept on. It was mostly about the fact that like the courses offered in like a lot of Nigerian like universities, none held my interest as much as medicine.
So in the 4 years, what did you do with your time? How did you spend the 4 years?
The whole point was that like that time just went by. You passed like it's this thing of like okay. It wasn't a thing of like, oh, I'm going to wait 4 years out straight. Or like this time next year, next year, next year, next year. So like time just like kept like passing by. Cause now I feel like I didn't really do anything like tangible in that time, and that's like one of my regrets for that time period. Like I could have done something.
Was there ever a time that there was any family pressure you felt, or society pressure? Not in the sense that like definitely someone's going to pressure you from society, but like in the sense that like you graduate, you had friends, people get admission, people matriculate, you start talking to some people because like now they are in school, you're not like on the same category anymore.
Okay. Yeah, so in that sense I'll be like I only had like only somewhat like bad feelings the first year, and that was self blame technically. And yeah, that year like I think most of my friends like was into like university that year. Though like apart from like one of them, a lot of them were like it wasn't what they wanted that they got, but like they just took what they got and like went with it. Yeah, I don't want to go to school. So like that first year I did have like because I felt like it was like my fault. But then the second year, third year, like on, I was like I did my part. Like it's not my fault that I didn't get it. So it wasn't my fault. Yeah, like being at home for that long of a period and not really having anything going on can be bad for mental health. Yes, but like on the part of like feeling bad because I hadn't gotten into like school, no, because it wasn't my fault at that point. But then, like I said, being at home for that long of a time without having anything like you're doing substantially is not like healthy. So I wasn't in the best place mentally, but not because of like societal pressure or look at where my friends are at now or things like that. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you about something funny. Like in all of your experience of maybe going to register for Jamb, going to write the Jamb exam, the mock, whatever, like, or even the exam itself, because I remember like there was a time I wanted to write Jamb, like yeah, or I think it was the mock, for me personally. So I remember like they were all on our seats and then like I think they were saying start, and then somebody's this thing wasn't working, and then somebody's own went off, a lot of things happen during that period. Do you remember any funny thing? It doesn't have to be funny though, like any vivid thing that happened.
Okay, so like for my experiences during Jam, I don't know, maybe because I was just so focused on myself, I actually don't have any like recall. I don't recall anything like that happened that stood out to me. But my sister did tell me about like something that happened like during her like experience. That was the first time. The first time she wrote Jam was the year I skipped Jam. You understand? So like that year that I skipped Jam, like something like call it unlucky year happened to someone in her like Jam, like because she was posted to one of these like outskirts of Kwara places.
But I've kind of like forgotten how the whole Jamb thing goes now because I'm not in that
She
space.
wasn't posted into like a center in Lorry. It was somewhere in the outskirts of I think Omara. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know around like that's why this is where university is there.
Yeah, so I think it was the College of Education or it's Polytechnic there or something like that. But anyway, she got pushed into a center that was not inside Kwara State. So like they went there, and there was a person, like, so when they got there, the point is, when you're doing anything in any part of the world, most especially in Nigeria, speak out. Like, when it's time for something and you feel like nothing is going on, ask questions. That's the point. So this person also like came. So like when you get to that place, you have to like walk deep into the campus, and the place where you're actually writing the exams is a bit of a distance from that. So one of the candidates, I don't think the person like spoke out. So by the time the person spoke out, like my sister, like she was supposed to write with my like sister's like batch. The exam was technically already over. People were already coming out. Like, you're with batch A and you didn't say, and you were standing around. Like,
Where's the sense in that?
she was crying, everything. There's nothing to be done, sadly. And the point is, the thing is that this kind of thing happens every year. Because something similar happened when my brother was writing in Jamb.
Wow.
It's like it happened over. You always hear a story of a person that either got their center wrong, or didn't know that the people they were supposed to write with had gone inside. They were staying out thinking they were with the like other batches.
In other words, or in short, open your mouth and ask questions. If people don't, they're going to exam. Like, I tell people that, like, if you're going to a place, like, you're going to a place where you don't know the place. That's all the times now start saying, oh, I don't used to speak to people, I'm shy. Eh? You're gonna lost. You see this Abuja that we are in. So one woman made a video. I don't know if you saw that video. And she was like, it's Abuja that you'll be going to Wuse. If you go to mistakenly call Wuye, it's a different problem. Or you're going to area 1, you go and call area 3, or you're going to, like, Galajimawa, or you go to go and call Gwagwalada. Just very, very funny locations that like really sound and like, so you guys please ask questions. So over to you, back to you, Eja. So I'd like to answer that. Now you're in a better space. And definitely, I don't know if it's better, but at least you're in a more assured space than you are right now than where you were 4 years or 5 years ago. Right. So how is it like for you now? How is it going for you? How's med school? How's it going for you now?
Wow. I feel like med school is something that if you don't get in, you don't know how the shoe feels until you wear it. It's so glamorous from the outside. But the pain being felt can only be understood by the people that are in medical school. I'm sorry to say, but like it's something entirely different.
Okay. You guys. Okay, so if you have the opportunity to speak to someone that is, in the situation where you were, how many years ago was that?
That was 2016.
2016 till now, that's like 9 years ago.
Wow, that's going by.
Time has been 9 years ago. What would you say to that person?
I think that like the host from the previous episode said, you can continue trying.
The guest from the previous.
The guest from previous episode said you can continue trying, but I also feel like once you've had enough, it's healthy for both yourself and your mental state to like take a step back and be like, okay, just keeping on pushing yourself into a dead end isn't good, especially when you already feel like you're at your limits. You can be like, okay, I'm going to stop. I've had enough. I'm going to like consider other things. I'm going to take a step back from this point and like think of something else to do. So like that is help, because in the long run, it's your life. You be the one to live it. And if you end up looking back like I do, and you feel like, oh, you wasted 5 years of your life, 6 years of your life just writing jam continuously, and you were not able to like do anything else apart from just like the jam after jam after jam, and that time has passed and you weren't able to like do something substantial. It's not like a good like regret to have, especially if at the end of the day you still didn't end up getting the goal you were chasing. Do you understand?
Yeah, okay. I mean, the final question is, how would you what would you think would be a better way? Because we have like a lot of like statistics out there that like 6 million people write journal within like a period of like, I think the one that's out there is 2019, 2022, and then like a lot of people do not get admission, about 4.9 million don't get admission. So in 5 years, So what advice or what do you think is like a way forward? Because now we're looking for from the angle of people that now write, pass the exams, are qualified. Not there's the you write an exam, you don't get to the cutoff of that particular whatever you want to study. There's that, or your Y combination is wrong. There's a lot of other factors. But now you write the exam, your Y is okay, you pass the CTME, you have all your hopes high and you don't get it. So what do you think is like a better way to like try to reduce this statistic of people?
The reason why, one of the reasons why Nigeria in a whole has this huge burden of like people wanting to get into university is because they see that as the only ticket to a better life. It doesn't necessarily guarantee you a better life, but like you have better chance, you have higher chances of getting into a higher strata of society, or at least you'll be able to feed yourself and your family with a university degree. Because if you check other countries in the world, there are not so many people pushing to get into universities. If I can work a part-time job, 5 times a week and save up in the next month to be able to like travel to places within the country I want to. There are people that will be satisfied with that, truly speaking. So the huge percentage of people wanting to get some people, I've asked people like, okay, you want to get into university. Is it that you have a particular passion, something you really want to do? A number of them have just been like, I just want to get a degree. I don't care which course it's in. So I feel like we have to start stemming the issue from that point. If the country becomes better, more financially and economically secure, I feel like people will start being able to actually explore the options that interest them, whether it's sports, fashion, baking, other things that people will be able to like get a livelihood with and be um have a stand in society without having to like have a degree. So starting from that point, so the people that actually do get into university will be passionate and would be like willing to like contribute to the universe to the country with their degrees and make the country a better place.
Okay.
Because like the previous guest said, the admission culture in this country is not fair.
Okay.
But I feel like it's become fairer than before, but it's still not fair. It's become fair because before you see people that were absolutely not qualified and they would still get in by share who you know or who someone they know knows. But like now it's okay, you actually have to at least get that minimum point before they like are able to like push you through the door. You don't see someone having 160 and being able to like get into like the proper like standard universities. Now you at least have to have that 180. Before, if you know the right people, you'll get it.
Really?
Way before, like people were able to like use the
Maneuver,
connections
yeah.
to like get in. But now it's like you have to have those minimum requirements and get in. But like you're still pushing someone that would have been more qualified to get in.
Yeah.
That's where the unfairness comes in. Because that person should have gotten in, but like they did way better than you. They were more qualified, but like because you got the minimum requirements and you know the person, you get it.
It was nice really talking to you about this, and thank you so much for sharing your story with us. We really truly appreciate it.
It was nice being on the show once
Alright,
again.
thank you, sweetie, for tuning into today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I did enjoy myself. I hope you enjoyed listening to us. And if you did, make sure you can support us by subscribing and following the podcast on Instagram or whatever platform you're listening. Please do know that we would specifically want you to listen to like on 3 platforms majorly. That's Jamit. Jamit is a Nigerian podcast streaming platform and Apple Podcast and Spotify. So these 3 platforms would really help us and enhance our like chance of getting to other listeners. And don't forget, sweetie, no matter the situation you're in your life right now, whether it's sweet or sour, just keep showing up for yourself. Until next time, sweetie.
Bye.
Bye.